The huge trouble right here is someone, and not using a revel-in is sort of worse than no one. Hi Mitch, how's it going? I'm simply feeling a bit badly due to the fact no longer Simplest turned into this pick nowhere near wherein we idea it was. But the weather's not cooperating at all, is it? Parker crew worked 75-hour weeks inside the freezing bloodless, pushing our bodies to the restrict, eager about the threat to strike it wealthy. But here's the stunning truth. Some of Parker Schnabel's team are making much less than what most workplace workers take domestic. The dream of gold comes at a brutal cost, and only the hardest survive. Let us wreck it down and monitor the shocking fact about who actually cashes in. Inside Parker Schnabel's excessive stakes team, gold mining isn't always pretty much shoveling dust, it's a grind, and Parker makes sure his group receives paid for it. The starting wage for a rookie miner on his team is about $28 an hour. Doesn't sound terrible proper, but right here's where it gets thrilling. These guys do not paintings a standard 9 to 5. They're on website for 75 hours every week. That's a whopping $2,590 every single week. But out right here, fortune turns speedy. One mistake, one awful season, and it all disappears. Do the maths. In over a 25-week mining season, a sparkling crew member should rake in round 65 grand earlier than taxes. Take out Uncle Sam's reduce, and the take domestic is in the direction of 40 grand. Not precisely billionaire money, however, it is a solid haul for a half year of excessive, grimy paintings, and that's simply the access level. Most of Parker's team makes more, with the common paycheck sitting closer to 34 greenbacks an hour. The ones with revel-in, they are looking at even juicier paychecks. Hourly pay is just the start. Parker keeps his group influenced with performance-based bonuses. He would not spill the precise numbers, however, these greater payouts can be hefty. The better the group plays, the larger the gold corridor, and the sweeter the bonus tests. It's a win-win. Work more difficult, earn extra. Mining in the middle of nowhere approach Parker needs to preserve his team taken care of. Instead of spending their profits on lease and groceries, they get free housing and meals while on website. That's a huge deal because maximum jobs don't include a zero-value residing situation. Less spending, way greater financial savings, and with a process this annoying, a warm meal and an area to crash make a massive difference. This is not a soft table job. These guys installed long, exhausting days. The agenda, 12-hour shifts, 12 days immediately, then days off. And they try this for 7 months directly, generally from March to October. It's a tough, bodily, punishing agenda. However, the 5-month off season gives them masses of time to get better or discover different methods to usher in extra money. Parker runs a tight deliver, and his group follows strict hints. No booze or capsules at the activity. Show up on time, come again from breaks whilst imagined to, and cope with the pricey gadget. These regulations are not just for show. They hold things strolling accurately and successfully. One mistake should mean broken machines, lost gold, or even critical accidents. Working within the mines is one issue, but being on successful TV show? That comes with extra perks. Crew individuals who make it on Digicam can earn extra money. Depending on their role and screen time, a number of them pull in everywhere from 1,000 to 25,000 according to episode. That's a nice little enhance to their mining income and makes the tough work even greater rewarding. Life in Parker's team isn't always for the susceptible. The work is brutal, the hours are long, and the conditions are excessive. But the pay reflects that. With solid wages, hefty bonuses, free housing, or even TV cash for a few, it's a task which can turn a season of difficult exertions into extreme money. But make no mistake, gold mining isn't always clean, and only the hardest stick around to coins in at the rewards. This is an activity that calls for grit, willpower, and a willingness to put up with a lot. The lengthy shifts may be grueling, and the bloodless, wet conditions can wear down even the toughest miners. But for folks that stick it out, the financial rewards may be life-converting. There aren't many careers where half of a year of hard labor can convey in a 12 months' worth of pay. And for a number of Parker's team, That's exactly what occurs. The task isn't always pretty much transferring dust and hoping for gold. There is talent worried. Heavy equipment, precision digging, and smart choice-making all play a part in whether or not a season is a fulfillment or a bust. The more enjoy a team member has, the extra treasured they emerge as. Those who prove themselves often move up the ranks. Incomes higher, pay, and more obligation. Some even cross on to run their own mining operations. Every group member has a role to play, from the freshmen simply beginning out to the pro veterans who visible all of it. There are mechanics maintaining the machines, going for walks, operators transferring lots of dirt, and foremen making sure the complete operation remains on target. It's a crew effort, and everyone on site contributes to the very last gold tally. When the gold starts flowing, the excitement builds. There's not anything like seeing a cleanup in which oz upon ounces of gold get weighed. The payoff is actual, and every group member knows that they had a hand in making it manifest. The thrill of placing gold is what maintains them going via the exhaustion, the long hours, and the relentless paintings. It's not just about the money, it's approximately the chase, the adventure, and the satisfaction of an activity well performed. Some people would possibly examine the numbers and think the pay isn't worth the attempt. Others see impossibility to paintings difficult, stack up coins, and take a few months off earlier than coming lower back to do it all yet again. It's now not a job for everyone. However, for individuals who thrive in tough environments and love the task, it's one of the fine-paying seasonal gigs out there. At the cease of the season, while the very last gold corridor is counted and the system closed down, the group heads home, pockets complete, and stories to inform. Some could be back next year ready to dig in once more. Others will move directly to special opportunities, however. They will usually bear in mind the time they spent in the mines, chasing gold and pushing themselves to the restrict. What keeps Parker's crew out in the freezing cold, digging for gold, pushing through infinite hours of back-breaking work? Is it the exhilaration of placing it wealthy, or is it the paycheck that makes it worth it? These miners grind via some of the toughest conditions. Icy winds, loopy schedules, and non-stop digging. But does the payout absolutely make all of it worthwhile? Let's take have a look at what they carry domestic, the perks they get, and simply how grueling their paintings without a doubt is. They dig up hundreds of thousands in gold, however, how much do they without a doubt make? And is it genuinely really worth it? Digging deep. Parker Schnabel and his group have pulled in big amounts of gold over the years, making their work appear to be the remaining journey. While the concept of hitting gold is exciting, the actual query many people have is how a lot do those guys virtually make? What does it take to earn a solid payday in this kind of excessive process? Last season, Parker's crew pulled an eye-fix popping quantity of gold, extra than 7,300,000. Oz really worth approximately $14 million. Sounds like a dream, proper? But for the team, the reality is way greater complex. Getting that gold isn't just about digging within the dirt. The team has particular roles that preserve the whole thing strolling. The foreman makes positive a part of the operation, remains heading in the right direction, mechanics maintain machines from breaking down, and the professional operators deal with the heavy responsibility machinery that cuts through layers of earth. Every position is prime, and even as they receive the commission nicely, the task isn't as glamorous as it might appear. A group member starting out earns around $14,000 for 6 months of work. That might not sound like tons, however, these aren't simply any 6 months. They squeeze approximately a year and a 1/2 of work into half the time. That means 12-hour days with best 2 days off every 12 days. The exhaustion is real, and every unmarried dollar is earned through sweat, sore muscle tissues, and sheer determination. Besides their salaries, the group receives perks that assist make their time within the middle of nowhere a little less difficult. During the mining season, they get unfastened housing and meals. That approach, they can save more in their paycheck instead of spending it on simple requirements. For many, that is a primary bonus because they are far away from domestic for months at a time. Another way some of Parker's group makes extra money, the show itself. The prepared dinner whips up something hearty, and the team unwinds with worn-out jokes and quiet conversations, approximately what the next day may deliver. There's no luxurious ride here, just a few hours of rest before every other grueling cycle starts. Through all of it, Parker watches and strategizes. He's no longer simply searching at what is happening nowadays, he is wondering seasons in advance, how an awful lot land to lease subsequent, which device wishes upgrading, who's staying on for every other season. His decisions do not just affect his backside line, they decide whether the whole operation sinks or thrives. The strain never weaken up, but for those who stick around, it is not just about cash, it's approximately satisfaction. It's about proving they could tackle nature, time, and good fortune and come out in advance. They chase gold, but what they certainly locate is something even rarer. Experience of achievement that simplest comes from doing something most humans would not dare attempt. This life isn't for anybody. Some cease after a season. A few go away with pockets full, and others, like Parker, live for the long haul, chasing something larger than just a paycheck. His team isn't always only a body of workers. They're a family built on grit, ambition, and the relentless force to dig deeper, push harder, and strike it huge. But is the gold without a doubt worth the sacrifice, or is it just idiot's gold, luring them deeper into obsession? What do you believe you studied? Comment under, like, and subscribe for extra.